Live from Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township, Baycats TV presents the Inter-County Baseball League. And tonight, for the first time since the 2024 IBL Championship Series, the Guelph Royals are here in Barrie to take on the hometown Baycats. Hi everybody, Ben Davy along with Julius, Hern, and Matty Gale. It is tropical night here at the ballpark. Thanks so much for joining us from wherever you may be watching this evening. Saturday, the Baycats began a stretch of 7 games in 9 days. They were 2 games below 500 then, and we mentioned at the time that this stretch of games, Julius, really could determine whether or not the Baycats find themselves in the pennant race this year. Still plenty of time to climb the standings if they get hot, and since then, they've gone 3 for 3.
They have been incredible in the last 3 games. The offense has exploded. They've had at least 15 hits in all 3 of those games, and they're carrying into a stretch now where tonight is the start of 4 games in 4 days, with 2 of them against the Guelph Royals here at home. So it's a big test, and they still have something to prove against the team they beat in the IBL Finals last year.
The Royals, like the Baycats, believe that they are better than their first half record. A slow first half for them so far, but they are getting some returning players in a couple of weeks, including starting pitcher Claudio Custodio and catcher and infielder Franklin Torres.
Yeah, they have a lot to look forward to, but it all starts with tonight's game. They have Aiden Schell, a junior player who has a lot of potential. He's going to be starting on the mound, a big guy, 6'4", 200 pounds, a commit to Missouri State, so looking forward to him. But you mentioned some of the returning players. Blake Simpson was a name that really caught my eye earlier this year. He hasn't kind of lived up to the potential that we've seen from him in the last couple of years, but he's been really hot, hits and RBIs his last 3 games.
All right, it's time to play some baseball. Let's join our public address announcer with the starting lineups, Rob Daniels.
Ladies and gentlemen, Athletic Kulture Stadium for season number 24 of Barrie Baycats Baseball. Tonight, it's Tropical Night, presented by Freshie Barrie, and it features the visiting Guelph Royals and your Barrie Baycats. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Guelph Royals, managed by Dino Romel. Batting first, the designated hitter, number 8, J.D. Williams. Batting second, the shortstop, number 5, Brando LaRue. Batting third in center field, number 11, Andy Leader. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 4, Garrett Takamatsu. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 10, Matthew Ward. Batting sixth in right field, number 28, Ethan Hammond. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 9, Mark Nellis. Batting 8 at second base, number 7, Carson Burns. Batting ninth in left field, number 50, Ashton Patterson. And on the mound tonight for the Guelph Royals, number 19, Aiden Schell. And now, the starting lineup for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first, the right fielder, number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle. Batting second, the shortstop, number 11, Brandon Hernandez. Batting third, the center fielder, number 43, Clayton Keys. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 20, Nolan Macabroda. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 6, Tristan Clark. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 4, Willie Garcia. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 28, Noah Hull. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 44, Tyler Pumpton. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 81, Alex Wickett. On the mound tonight for your Baycats, number 5, Jonathan Warden. Here are the umpires for tonight's contest. Calling the balls and strikes, we have Oliver Francescuto. And at first base is Scott Costello. Handling third base, Ryan Herron. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able to, and kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
Baycats and Royals here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Good evening, everybody. Julius, Hern, Matty Gale, Ben Davy with you, and a beautiful Thursday night. And a very lively crowd here at the ballpark, already starting the Let's Go Baycats chant. I don't know, it's tropical night. That's kind of brought out a little bit of heat in everybody here.
Tropical night has always been a fan favorite theme night. It's always been one of my favorites, but it also seems that whenever school finally gets out for the young ones, the fans really start to come out in droves to Athletic Kulture Stadium. We saw it on Saturday against the Brantford Red Sox. Another great crowd here for a Thursday night.
Let's look at the lineup for the Royals and manager Dino Rumel. It's J.D. Williams, the DH in the leadoff spot. Brando LaRue at shortstop, bat second. Andy Leader, the former Panther, center field, back with Guelph hitting third. Garrett Takamatsu, the first baseman, hits cleanup. It's Matthew Ward catching and batting fifth. Ethan Hammond in right field batting sixth. Mark Nellis, third base. Carson Burns, the former Baycat, at second. And Ashton Patterson in left field, rounding out the orders 7, 8, 9.
And on the mound for the Barrie Baycats, a local boy, Jonathan Warden, getting his first IBL start. He's had a couple relief appearances this year as a junior call-up, a 4.5 ERA in 4 innings. The last outing he had in Chatham on that 3-game road trip, he had a relief outing with 2 earned runs, but this is a guy that Josh Matlow was very excited about. He's got some incredible stuff. We saw him in his first outing against the Kitchener Panthers, a 3-up, 3-down with 3 strikeouts. So he's got some stuff to hold his own in the IBL, that's for sure.
Battle of 18-year-old rookie pitchers here tonight, and I was chatting with Royals manager Dino Rumel before the game, and he said, well, that probably means tonight's game's probably either going to be 2-1 or 11-10. But one way or another, it always seems to be a tough battle between the Royals and the Baycats here in Barrie. Home plate umpire tonight is Oliver Francescudo. Scott Costello behind the bag at first, and at third, it's Ryan Hern. So the local products from St. Joseph's Catholic High School in Barrie, here for his first start, 2025. A couple of relief appearances under his belt so far. One of an impressive crop of 22U players that have been added to the Barrie Baycats pipeline this season. The first pitch, it's a fastball for a strike, and we're underway at 7:38. Beautiful sunny sky today, not a cloud in sight, and comfortable 21 degrees. Pitch just missed outside, 1-1. We do have a light breeze tonight from right to left and slightly in. Not nearly as windy as it was here on Saturday afternoon. Breaking ball for a called strike. Froze Williams.
You got to imagine that having the veteran Tyler Plumpton behind the plate catching is something to ease the nerves a little bit. A veteran with Tyler Plumpton be able to call this game for him.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Back with a fastball. And Williams chases the high heat. That's strikeout for IMP North as we take a look at the Baycats defense behind Jonathan Warden.
Well, behind Jonathan Warden, Tristan Clark is back in left field. Clayton Keys in center. Noel McGarry-Doyle back in right. Your standard starting outfield, at least for the time being. Noah Hall gets to start at third base. Brandon Hernandez at short. Alex Wickett's been hot with the bat. He gets to start again at second base. And Noah Macabrota is at first base with Tyler Plumpton catching.
Quick appeal at first, and Scott Costello says Brando LaRue offered at it. It's an 0-1 count. The wind-up, and the pitch by Warden. It's up high. Warden with that big follow-through with that right leg that kind of swings around to the left.
It's kind of like the opposite of what we've seen from Braden Packle his last few outings. Similar kind of follow-through with his delivery.
The full wind-up and the pitch on the way. It's popped up to the right side. Ranging over to his left, Macabrota. It's playable, and he makes the catch on the dirt, 2 away. Two quick outs for Jonathan Warden, and here comes the center fielder, Andy Leader.
And not an easy lineup to deal with right off the hop for Jonathan Warden. A few guys that have been all IBL selections in their career already, and Andy Leader is having a nice start to his year again.
Starts him off with a breaking pitch, and it's inside. Leader hitting .213 in 19 games. Garrett Takamatsu, the veteran, first baseman on deck. Pitch from Warden. Swing and a miss. That fastball from Warden, the report I saw has it topping out at 89. Here he comes with a 1-1, and it's high and outside.
You got to imagine he's putting a lot of work on his delivery. He can probably touch the low 90s at this point with the work he's been able to put in throughout this year and last.
4 innings of work so far at the IBL level, his last appearance in Chatham-Kent 2 Sundays ago. This one up the middle is through into center field. Just past a sprawling Brandon Hernandez, and it's a 2-out single for Andy Leader.
Yeah, one thing to note, Ben, this is his first outing at home. His first 2 outings in the IBL in Kitchener and Chatham-Kent, so he hasn't had the luxury of, pitching in the top half of the inning with a full home crowd behind him.
I'm sure a nice contingent of family and friends, too, being a local product. Excited to see Warden make his first start for the Baycats here in 2025. So he'll work from the stretch with a man on. Just misses outside, ball 1. First batter in this inning that Warden has fallen behind. He had 3 first pitch strikes to start this inning. Takamatsu, the former Maple Leaf. Swings and misses. 1-1.
This would be a big out for Warden to get some more confidence in the first innings. Takamatsu, 4-game hit streak, and he's had 9 RBI in that span with 2 homers.
Probably the toughest out in this Royals lineup. 368 average coming into today, 15 games. Fouls it back to the screen, and Warden ahead, 1-2. Fell behind 1-0. Battled back here. Now it's a 1-2 count. Warden looking for strikeouts to bookend this top of the first inning. Leader takes the lead at first. Warden is ready. Leader goes. Pitch is low. The throw down from Tyler Plumpton, not in time. A stolen base for Andy Leader gets him in scoring position with 2 away.
He had kind of a dancing lead throughout that entire plate appearance, and Leader didn't really get that great of a jump, but didn't look like Warden was paying too much attention to him, and the middle infielders were getting to the second base as well.
Leader now 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts. 2-2 pitch on the way from Warden. On the ground to second. Wicket makes the throw just in time for the out. And the Royals strand a runner in the top of the first inning. No score here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Baycats and Royals here on Rogers TV Barrie and Baycats TV YouTube.
I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Bottom of the first inning, and here come the Barrie Baycats. Noel McGarry Doyle back with the ball club. He's leading off and in right field tonight. Brandon Hernandez bats second at shortstop. Clayton Keys, a newcomer, center field batting third. Nola Macabrona, the cleanup man at first. Tristan Clark, the rookie left fielder, hitting fifth. Willie Garcia, the DH, hitting sixth. Noah Hall, Tyler Plumpton, and Alex Wickett. 7-8-9 for the Barrie Baycats here tonight.
And on the mound for the Guelph Royals, his first IBL appearance getting the start is Aiden Schell. Big man, 6'4", 200 pounds. Commit to Missouri State University, currently on the Canadian Junior National Team roster, so this is a big get for the Guelph Royals, and he's moving quickly.
And that's Aiden, spelled Aydn, and Schell, Schiell, if you're looking up his scouting report online. A menacing 6'4", 200 pounds. I think there's an I in his name. I saw one on the lineup sheet that we got, but Schell is the pronunciation. And this one driven to left field pretty deep. Patterson going back at the wall, looks up, it's gone! A leadoff home run for Noel McGarry Doyle, and Barrie's on the board first.
McGarry Doyle has been so hot since coming back from the Frontier League and getting it started right off the bat. A 1-0 Baycats lead in a leadoff home run.
Shortstop number 11, Brandon Hernandez.
Second-year Baycat Brandon Hernandez now to the dish. Schell's first offering to him is a called strike on the inside part of the plate. Schell, an 18-year-old from Toronto, attended Martin Grove Collegiate. Swing and a miss by Hernandez, 0-2. High fly ball, center field. Over to his right is Andy Leader to make the catch. In front of Ashton Patterson, one away.
Let's go.
Not sure if we did the Royals defense, but let's give you that now behind Aiden Schell.
Yeah, let's give you the defense for the Guelph Royals behind Aiden Schell. In left field, Ashton Patterson. Center field, Andy Leader. In right field is Ethan Hammond. Meanwhile, in the infield, Mark Nellis, Brando LaRue from left to right. Carson Burns at second, Garrett Takamatsu at first, and Matthew Ward is the catcher.
Carson Burns got a nice round of applause when his name was introduced, former Baycat, and some friends of his here tonight. It's a 1-1 count here to Clayton Keys. Keys with a .267 average, just his fifth game since joining Barrie. He's wasted no time making his mark. Has a home run already and a couple of RBIs. Swings and misses through that one. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
That's going to be a huge confidence booster for Schell. 2 deep fly balls, one of them a home run. So getting a K of an established hitter like Clayton Keys might be able to carry him through the rest of this inning nicely.
Pride of Saskatchewan, Nolan Macabrota. Having another outstanding year at the dish for the Baycats. 342 through 19 games, swings and misses through the first offering from Schell.
And he comes into this game in a 10-game hit streak. He's been 18 for 39 in that span with a home run. Probably the hottest hitter in this Baycats lineup. He's been able to get it done on a night-to-night basis.
Schell's recruiting profile has his fastball at 82, but it certainly seems to have a lot more zip on it than that here this evening. A 1-2 count. The pitch to Macabrota, swings and he misses. 2 strikeouts as Keys and Macabrota go down swinging, but the Baycats draw first blood. A solo home run from Noel McGarry Doyle makes it 1-0 Barrie through 1 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Grand Slam destination for dining, shopping, and fun. See you after the game. Let's hear from our sideline reporter, Maddie Gale.
Thanks, Julius. I was talking to Jonathan Warden before the game, and he seemed very excited for his first IBL debut. He had a very busy weekend playing with the junior team, and he pulled through 117 pitches, and he's only had 4 days to rest. But he's ready to play with and learn from the IBL team. He's hoping for more opportunities to come, and I mean, with that impressive first inning, he just might.
Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, between the 22U squad and this IBL club, plenty of playing opportunities for these youngsters here in 2025. A lot of movement back and forth between both squads with the younger players. It's a first pitch strike to Matthew Ward.
Yeah, last weekend we had Alex Wickett, a 3-hit game against the Brantford Red Sox, but he had a 3-hit game with the junior team earlier that afternoon. So, yeah, tight turnarounds for all the players coming up from the affiliate squad.
Between the two schedules, it's almost like a regular, everyday schedule. Barrie playing 7 games in 9 days here. Lots of 22U action sprinkled throughout. 2 balls and a strike. Ward waits, and he drills this one down the right field line, and it'll drop and roll all the way to the foul pole. Picking it up is Noel McGarry-Doyle, and that's going to be an easy stand-up double for Matthew Ward.
Ward's been arguably the highest impact new addition for this Guelph Royals team. He's had a great start to his year, not even behind the plate, but also with a hard hit ball we just saw there with a leadoff double.
Here's a guy they really need to get going, Ethan Hammond, the second baseman. Just a .213 average, 19 games. Love to see him get hot and contribute in the middle part of the order for Dino Ramel's Guelph Royals. He bats with a man in scoring position and nobody out here in the second inning. First pitch, high and away from Jonathan Warden.
See Noah Hall, third baseman, playing quite shallow at third. Maybe expecting a bunt here from Hammond.
Warden checks the runner, kicks, deals, and showing bunt was Hammond. Pulled the bat back, laid off. 2-0 the count. Ward with the lead at second. Hernandez behind him. Here's the pitch, and that's a strike. 2-1. Is it just me, or is 5 an unusual number for a pitcher?
I was thinking that earlier today. It's also the lowest number of the entire pitching staff.
A bunt. It hits the grass. It's in play, and everybody is safe. What a great bunt by Ethan Hammond. Ward advances to third. Runners in the corners now with nobody out.
That's probably not what Hammond wanted to do with kind of a line drive bunt, but it was perfectly placed right in between Warden and Noah Hall, charging in from third base. So really no shot to get the speedy Hammond at first after that.
Yeah, if you can put it in the right spot, it doesn't have to hit the ground right in front of home plate. That's exactly what Hammond did. Saw plenty of daylight between the third baseman and the pitcher on that left side of the infield, and couldn't have placed it in a better spot. So Mark Nellis now, the great opportunity for the Royals. Runners on the corners. Still nobody out here in the second. And this one back to the mound. Warden with it, looks the runner back to first, in time for the out. Great poise by the rookie to have the presence of mind to make sure Ward wasn't thinking about coming in on the throw. Hammond does advance. So 2 in scoring position, but an important first out for Jonathan Warden.
Yeah, for Mark Nellis, his first appearance of the season, you want to be productive right off the bat. And yeah, you are advancing someone into scoring position. You'll take an out to leave runners at second and third.
Here's the pitch, inside to Carson Burns, the former Baycat, playing second base tonight.
Yeah, kind of assumed that second base role full time when he moved from Barrie to Guelph.
Played a lot of shortstop here in Barrie. Hits that one down the line, foul.
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Everybody clap your hands.
You know, I can't recall another Barrie Baycat pitcher that has worn number 5. That's going to keep me up tonight, I bet. I'll be going back through the point streak rosters.
Oh, my.
Just to try to see if there was one. High fly ball, foul territory, long way for Tristan Clark, and well out of his reach. Hits the top of the fence. And Karam's back towards him.
And Carson Burns, before he got traded to Guelph last summer, 141 regular season games with the Barrie Baycats since 2018. Member of 2 of those championship teams.
One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses. 2-2.
It's actually his first regular season game in Barrie since being traded. He had 2 appearances in the playoffs.
That's
in
it.
the finals.
That's true. Well, now that you mention it. Here's the pitch. Swings and he misses. Strikeout for IMP North. 2 away. Always a good sign for a rookie pitcher when you can pitch your way out of a jam with base runners on and nobody out. And Jonathan Warden is an out away from achieving just that here in the second inning.
Well, he left Andy Leader in scoring position in the first.
Drives a manager absolutely nuts when you get those runners in scoring position and can't cash in. 2 ducks on the pond for Ashton Patterson here. 1-0 the count. Borden's pitch. Swing and a miss.
And Patterson was 1 for 4 last week against Barrie at Davy D. Hastings Stadium.
1-1. Called strike. Nine strikeouts on the season for Jonathan Warden. Could use a big one here. The 1-2 pitch. Foul back. Into the trees left side. Warden with just 3 walks to go with those 9 strikeouts, including 2 here tonight. Ward at third, Hammond at second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a ground ball to short. Played nicely by Brandon Hernandez. Makes the throw in time for the out. Royals strand 2 and 3 in the ball game already. As we head to the bottom of the second inning, Barrie on top 1-0 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Second inning of play is brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate, servicing Simcoe region for over a decade.
No runs, 3 hits for the Royals, 1 run, 1 hit for the Baycats, and that was a bomb off the bat of Noel McGarry-Doyle to lead off the bottom of the first inning for Barrie. Solo shot to put them on top 1-0 here in this bottom of the second inning. This is Tristan Clark, the outfielder, hitting .306. Having an outstanding rookie campaign here in Barrie, and it's a 1-0 count. Shell working quickly, and Clark hits a high fly ball, right center field. Leader and Hammond back for it, and it is gone! 2 solo home runs in this game for the Baycats. 1 for Noel McGarry-Doyle, and now Tristan Clark goes deep. 2-0 Barrie.
Tristan Clark has been unreal lately, on base in 6 straight coming into this one. He was the player of the week last week in the IBL, and he's proving himself yet again this week with another long ball, the home run.
5 home runs in 19 games. Pretty impressive. That moves him 1 ahead of Ryan Rio for the team lead here in 2025. This is Willie Garcia, the DH. Garcia's got the average up to .263 after a bit of a slow start through his first few weeks here as a Baycat. He's been a mainstay in the lineup for the Baycats. It's his 20th game.
Well, Josh Matlow has given every opportunity to be a contributor in this lineup.
Swings and misses as he chases one well off the plate.
A couple games ago, Garcia was taken out of the right field spot and moved down to DH, and it seems to have worked for him. He's had hits in both games since.
High fastball. The count is full now, 3-2. And with Ryan Rio out of the lineup now for the foreseeable future, that opens up the opportunity to have that flexibility to put Garcia in the DH spot. And he draws a walk. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Presti was able to draw a walk there. His chase on that 2-1 pitch was way outside, but he was able to stay patient, work a few more balls, and get a free pass.
Noah Hull hitting .302, playing third base tonight. Fouls the first pitch to the left. Hull, one of 7 Baycats in this lineup tonight, hitting .300 or better. 0-1 pitch. Lays off that one. It's outside, 1-1.
Hull himself on a 5-game hit streak, 10 for his last 20 with a home run.
Here's the pitch. Swings and misses 1-2.
Kind of mentioned off the top of the broadcast, but it's hard to say that Baycats hitters aren't hot when the team has collectively put up 15 hits or more in each of their last 3 games.
Looking for their 4th straight win here in this 7-game, 9-day stretch. And unable to hang on to that is the catcher, Matthew Ward, on the foul tip by Hull. Count 1-2 still. 2-0 Baycats. Solo home runs tonight. McGarry Doyle and Clark. The rookie Aiden Shell to the belt. Garcia the lead at first. Pitch on the way. Inside. Count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody out here on the second. Shell's pitch. Swing and a miss by Hull.
That was a sharp curveball, a lot of late movement. Maybe it would have been a slider there. Kind of just dropped as Hull was a little bit out in front on it. Aiden Shell really proving himself. A couple home runs, each leading off the first and second inning. But
Tyler Plumpton hitting .391 now will bat. Some good pitching by Shell. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the first, and a strikeout here for the first out of the second.
Well, it seems like he settled himself in nicely to the IBL competition. This is being his first appearance.
The 1 pitch. Breaking ball. Plumpton takes all the way 0-2.
Manager Dina Ramel putting him in a prove-it situation kind of right away. Start against the defending champions for his first appearance.
0-2 pitch. Bounces up to the plate. Gets away from Ward. And that's an extra 90 feet for Willie Garcia.
That's a costly wild pitch there for Shell. Takes a double play out of order.
First runner in scoring position for the Baycats today. Up 2-0. Runner at second, 1 out. Shell to Plumpton. Outside, 2-2. You mentioned to me last week that you thought not enough had been said about the outstanding season Tyler Plumpton had last year, hitting .341, just 25 games. I'm looking to improve upon that even more here this year with a .391 average.
Absolutely. He kind of gets lost in the depths of the rest of the lineup being so powerful. So you look at guys like Ryan Rio, the year Noah Macabroda had last year, Kenny Sejo. His season kind of gets lost in that. .341, as you mentioned. And he's been great offensively already this year. He's been on base his last 6 games. And all that while catching a great pitching staff.
2 balls, 2 strikes, battling hard in this at bat against Aiden Shell. Shell looks over at second. Bluffing a start is Garcia. He's going nowhere, and that one hit Plumpton up high on the left arm.
It looked like it almost got his hand.
Well, Plumpton with a history of lower body injuries and never a good spot to take a pitch like that. And out comes the team trainer to take a look. Plumpton waves her off. He's fine.
That's the last thing the Baycats need right now. Another injury to a catcher. We saw Andrew Johnston in London come up with a hand injury. Needed Joshua Magne to come in and replace him defensively. But it seemed like last year when the Baycats had all this catching depth, right now that doesn't seem to be the case with Hayden Jaco, not available all the time throughout the year. They're going to need Tyler Plumpton to stay as healthy as possible.
Dino Ramel will take advantage of the injury timeout here for a mound visit, and let's see if they charge him with one. As they're done talking to Tyler Plumpton, he's fine. Dino's still out there talking to his starter, Aiden Shell. I'd have to think that's a mound visit for sure.
It doesn't look like they're going to give him a mound visit, so smart move there from the veteran manager.
Well, he was out there at least twice as long as Josh Matlow and company were visiting with Tyler Plumpton, but
pardon me, they do charge him one.
And we think that's the right call. Here's number 9 hitter, rookie Alex Wickett. They're swinging, and he fouls it back. A little bit of a campaign underway by Wickett's teammates to get him into the All-Star game in Hamilton later this month.
He is on the ballot now. I did notice that yesterday.
Now, I locked in my vote early on Francisco Hernandez, so, you know, to me, he was seemed to be the shoo-in for second base, but you look at the start Wickett's having here, 4 games, hitting .438.
Well, Francisco Hernandez hamstring injury, it's not something that you want to, push too hard. He's still kind of taking that rest approach. He is taking BP, but it looks like Alex Wickett's going to be the starting second baseman for the foreseeable future.
A high pop-up over on the left side, foul territory. The third baseman unable to make the catch. Mark Nellis went back, put the glove up. I don't think anybody called him off, and was unable to stay with that one.
No, that one kind of just fell within third base, shortstop, left field altogether. And Nellis had the closest chance to make a play on it, but he clearly lost it in the sun. So new life here for Alex Wickett.
Shadows across the field, but the route Nellis took to that ball was pretty much direct sunlight all the way. And now time is called as Wickett will step out. So 2 on for the Baycats. Garcia at second, Plumpton at first. 1 out in the inning. Something on the field. They've retrieved it, and we are ready. 0-2 the count. It was a soccer ball. 0-2 pitch. On the ground, through, up the middle, into center field for a base hit. They put the stop sign up to hold Garcia. Throw came in from Andy Leader on a rope. Cut off by Shell, and the bases are now loaded. So another base hit for Alex Wickett, who continues his torrid start as a Barrie Baycat.
3 hits in his first home game here on Saturday, 3 hits on Canada Day in London. It's already off to another great start. That pitch was a fastball. I'm not even sure if he was expecting a fastball after the break with the item on the field, but he saw that all the way through and went right back up the middle.
So the bases are loaded for Noel McGarry Doyle, who sent one over the wall in his first at bat. First pitch right at his ankles. Garcia at third, Plumpton at second, Wickett at first. Barrie up 2-0. Shell to McGarry Doyle, and that one bounces up to the plate. Shell having some control issues here in the second inning.
Should know there's also no action in the bullpen, so Dino Rommel, Royals manager, really has expectations high here with Shell.
Foul back to the left. Nowhere to put Noel McGarry Doyle. Looked like Shell was pitching him very carefully on the first 2 offerings. It's a 2-1 count. Shell with the pitch. On the ground to second. Could be 2. Burns to short for 1. The relay to first. Not in time. McGarry Doyle beats it out. Willie Garcia scores. 3-0 Baycats.
That's hustle like that is why Noel McGarry Doyle is at the top of this lineup. Him being able to speed out to first gives Barrie another run.
So Plumpton to third, Wickett retired, 4-6. McGarry Doyle aboard on the fielder's choice. And I don't care how good your middle infield is, Noel McGarry Doyle awfully difficult to double off.
Well, that ball was hit
like that.
The ball was hit so hard, Carson Burns kind of had to wait on it. It was also a high hopper, so didn't really have to move much. But when you let the ball kind of come to you, you're risking Noel McGarry Doyle beating it out, and that's what happened.
Runner goes. Here's the throw down to second. Head first slide. They got him. The tag right on the money by Brando LaRue. And that is an inning-ending caught stealing for the Baycats. But they strike for 2 more, and it's 3-0 Barrie through 2 innings. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp. See you this summer!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Third inning of play brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more. Let's go back one more time to Maddie Gale.
Thanks, Julius. I got the chance to talk to Jonathan Warden before the game, and he seemed very excited for his first IBL debut. He had a very busy weekend playing with the junior team. He told me he threw 117 pitches, and he's only had 4 days to rest. But he's excited to play and learn from the IBL team. He's hoping for more opportunities, and with those first 2 impressive innings, I think he might just see that.
Thank you, Maddie. And yeah, they really need him this weekend with 4 games in 4 days. The importance of that 4th starter can really make or break your weekend. And getting Warden out there for the first game of this 4-day stretch. Frank Garces scheduled to start tomorrow's game at, I think it's Juan Benitez actually. Juan Benitez will pitch tomorrow at Christie Pitts. Frank Garces against London here on Saturday. Yeah. And then Josh Matlow saying, we'll wait and see with Cesar Rosado as far as Sunday goes. Ethan Morris may get the start there. That'll be a decision to be made later. Swing and a miss. J.D. Williams. Down swinging for the second time in this game. Strikeout for IMP North. Here's Brando LaRue.
J.D. Williams has led off both the first and the third with swinging strikeouts against Warden.
First offering just off the plate. So Baycats at Christie Pitts tomorrow to visit the Maple Leafs. 7:30 first pitch with Thomas West and friends in Toronto on the Maple Leafs IBL channel on YouTube. Swing and a miss by LaRue, 1-1. Saturday, Barrie back here against London at 4:05, and then we get the Guelph Royals again. And that is a makeup game Sunday night, 7:05. So note the early start, 7:05 Sunday. Sunday night baseball, IBL style, here at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
Yeah, don't see the night games on Sundays very often, so this is going to be a treat for us.
Keep it in mind on your way back from the cottage or the beach.
Also, the 22U team has a doubleheader here earlier that day, 11 and 1:30 starts. So it's a full day of baseball here at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Just outside, ball 4. First walk for Warden. LaRue is aboard. Royals are at London tomorrow. That's 7:35 at Labatt Memorial Park, and then they host Hamilton at Hastings, 7:30 in Guelph on Saturday. And then Sunday, as mentioned, they're right back here to play the Baycats at 7:05.
So they're also in the same boat of four games in 4 days.
And also 7 and 9, Dino was telling me. So you throw a couple of makeup games into the mix, and these early weeks of July really turn into a horse race and a real test of these clubs' endurance, especially depth-wise when it comes to the roster. 1-0 the count. Pitch from Warden. That gets the outside part of the plate. 1-1.
When you talk about depth, and I don't think there's a team in the league that's like the Guelph Royals in terms of how many young junior players that they've used this year. Aiden Shell, their starter today, a key example of that. They've had to rely on a lot of different bullpen arms to get them through a game. They haven't really set a rotation throughout the year like the Baycats have, for example. They only have a couple like dedicated starters, Jacob Cush being one of them.
Fouled over our heads. Just missed the top of the screen. 1-1. I think a lot of fans around the IBL sort of feel like the Royals might be lying in the weeds here. Don't be deceived by their position in the standings in this first half. They really believe their ball club is better than their record indicates, much like Barrie. Runner goes, and it's ball, or did it hit the batter? I think it caught a piece of his hand or his arm on that 1-2 pitch.
It was a curveball from Warden. It looked like it got the arm of Andy Leader, who didn't make much of a reaction, let alone try and get out of the way of it, but hit by pitch puts 2 on.
So Garrett Takamatsu represents the tying run, and another good challenge here for rookie Jonathan Warden. He's had runners to deal with all 3 innings so far.
Not to mention scoring position as well.
1 out in the inning. First pitch strike to Garrett Takamatsu.
Starts him out with a breaking ball. Like we mentioned earlier, Garrett Takamatsu, MVP just a few years ago in this league. He definitely seems like the toughest out and the hottest hitter in this lineup so far.
15 RBIs to lead the Royals. Fouls that one off weakly. He's behind in the count 0-2.
Well, he had 8 RBI in that 22-7 win against Kitchener a few games ago. Two home runs in that game as well.
No balls and 2 strikes. Runners lead. Here's the pitch, and it's wasted outside by Warden. Takamatsu does not chase.
Yeah, coming in tonight, Takamatsu 7 for his last 17 with 2 home runs and 9 RBI.
Brandon Hernandez, Alex Wickett, ready for the ground ball with 1 out. Runners lead. Pitch by Warden, and it's lifted foul to the right. What a great night here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Lively crowd. One of our bigger crowds of the year, too. The right field line is pretty much full. Fans behind the Baycats dugout and beyond. 1-2 pitch. Outside.
And this is how Baycats games should feel. Lively crowd, as you mentioned. And as I said earlier, it kind of seems that once maybe July starts or maybe when school lets out for the young kids, this is the place to be.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Warden to the belt. He's ready. Deals. Change up, and it floats outside. 3-2 now.
Bit of movement on that one. Looked like it could have been a slider, but definitely off speed. Takamatsu sitting fastball against the righty. I wonder if he'd be doing the same here on this full count pitch.
Here comes the crowd behind the rookie, Jonathan Warden. Pitch high with the runners in motion. Doesn't matter. It's ball 4. Well, that'll load him up.
We started off the inning with a strikeout and then a walk, a hit batsman, and another walk. So he's loaded them kind of all on his own. He's going to get a mound visit here from Andrew White.
So another challenge for this rookie, Jonathan Warden, who has had base runners to deal with all 3 innings. The Royals stranding a runner in the first, stranded 2 in the second. And now Warden will try to strand 3 here in the third. He's gotten the big strikeouts when he needed them. 3 so far in this game. Andrew White with a long, slow walk back to the Barrie dugout. He is in no hurry at all. As he wanders over to the Barrie side. Giving Warden plenty of time to settle down and get mentally focused for this matchup against Matthew Ward.
Noah Hall, the third baseman, playing in.
1-0 the count.
Well, double play still in order here for Warden, so all he needs is a ground ball to get out of this.
Well, that is exactly what he needs. Foul back to the screen. Right fielder Ethan Hammond on deck. Guelph trying to get on the board here in the third inning. It's 3-0 Barrie. Warden ready. Ward waggles the bat. Here comes the pitch. And it's framed by Tyler Plumpton. Wanted the call on that 1-1 pitch, and it's just outside, according to Oliver Francescetto.
I don't think he's missed outside on a fastball yet tonight. Very close call. Tyler Plumpton did everything he could to bring that into the strike zone.
2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Lifted foul and high over to the right. It's a 2-2 count now to Matthew Ward. Ward doubled in the second, but could get no farther than third. As Warden was able to get the next 3, the bottom third of the order, Nellis, Burns, and Patterson, to get out of that inning unscathed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's his pitch. A high fly ball, right field. McGarry Doyle back near the warning track. Will make the catch. Runner tags as Brando LaRue comes in. Uncontested. The Royals are on the board.
Yeah, far too deep in that fly ball for Noel McGarry Doyle to have a shot. But also moves up Andy Leader to third base, so runner's still on the corners now.
Right fielder number 28, Ethan Hammond.
I think a situation like that, that's not a bad outcome for the rookie, trading an out for a run. When you've got a bases loaded jam and only 1 out, makes it a 3-1 ball game. Sure, it's nice to have that clean pitching line, but really you just want to avoid the big inning here, I think.
Well, he hasn't allowed a hit this inning, so all the damage has been kind of self-inflicted. 2 walks and a hit batsman.
Yeah, Royals have 3 hits, all coming in the first 2 innings. So runners on the corners, but 2 outs now. And here's Ethan Hammond. Fouls it back.
Everybody clap your hands.
The wind has really died down, and the temperature's dropped a few degrees as well.
Everybody clap your hands.
It's kind of the opposite of tropical, if you ask me.
We should have our tropical day on a Saturday afternoon, I would think. I seem to remember last year's tropical night was a little on the chilly side as well.
Yeah, it was.
2 balls, 1 strike, and the crowd growing a little bit restless with home plate umpire Oliver Francescetto. That's a called strike. 2-2. Big pitch coming up here from the rookie Jonathan Warden. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on for the Royals. Here's the pitch. It's high and away, and the count is full.
Whenever he's tried a fastball, he's kind of missed on that his right side, that right-hand batter's box.
Well, he's kept the damage minimal so far, but this has been anything but an easy outing for Jonathan Warden so far. Payoff pitch on the way with a runner going, and it's fouled away. Ethan Hammond staying alive. And Jonathan Warden has not made this outing easy on himself, as you mentioned, with 2 walks and the hit batter.
Pretty big hole between Macabrota and Wicket on that right side.
The 18-year-old looks in. Kicks and deals on the 3-2, and it's inside, maybe a little low as well. Ball 4.
Looked like it was a little bit low, too. Really tried to get Hammond on the inside part of the plate, but he wasn't biting.
Mark Nellis, the third baseman now.
Adam Kahn starting to throw in the Baycats bullpen.
First pitch fastball is outside. Warden was throwing a lot of first pitch strikes early in this ball game, but not here in this third inning. Mark Nellis digs in. He's ready. Here's the pitch. That's just outside as well.
When you compare it to the last home game for the Baycats, Juan Benitez was getting ahead very early in counts, and it led him to a 7-inning outing. And I asked him after the game what that means for your outing. He says it builds confidence in you. You're able to kind of basically throw whatever you want, but that's not the case here for Warden.
Ryan Jackson was the home plate umpire that afternoon. I think this might be Oliver Francescuto's first game here in Barrie.
It is.
Not endearing himself to these fans so far, who want to see their rookie starter, Jonathan Warden, get out of this third inning. 3-1 the score. Here's the 3-0 pitch. It's outside, ball 4. Another run for the Royals. It's a 3-2 ball game. Fourth walk of the inning for Warden, and his evening might be done. Manager Josh Matlow walks out to the mound.
Adam Kahn was kind of warming up in a hurry, feeling like his time was coming, and it looks like that's the case. Matlow having some words for Francescuto on the way a little bit.
Well, the entire infield in for this conversation, as it appears Josh Matlow is going to take as much time as he can get. Having this conversation on the mound, talking to his rookie. And now Adam Kahn will make the jog in from the bullpen. So Warden walks off the mound. Bases loaded. A 3-2 Barrie lead, and the crowd gives him a nice hand as he heads back to his teammates in front of the Barrie dugout. We'll tell you more about Adam Kahn when we return. Barrie on top, 3-2 here in the third inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie. So Adam Kahn comes into the game for the Barrie Baycats, and they need a big out from him right here. The bases loaded, 2 out, and former Baycat Carson Burns would love to burn his former team here with a big hit.
Yeah, Kahn's last outing, he only needed 7 pitches to get out of it, and that was a big confidence boost for him. That was on Saturday against the Brantford Red Sox. But aside from that, first 2 outings of the season weren't great for him. He has a 6.0 ERA coming into today. 1 save, but that 1 4-inning save in Toronto, he allowed 4 earned runs.
Kahn with the 0-1. Popped up. Foul territory. Is it playable? Long way for Noah Hall to run, and he can't get there. Count is 0-2. So a big pitch coming up here from Adam Kahn. A tough first start for Jonathan Warden. I'm sure he and certainly many of these fans here felt like the strike zone was getting pinched a little bit on him tonight, but really struggled out there with base runners in all 3 of his innings, including 3 walks. 4 in the 3rd inning here, but 3 of them on the bases right now. Takamatsu, Hammond, and Nellis all aboard with Carson Burns at the plate in an 0-2 count. Con deals a high fly ball to center field. Clayton Keys to his right, going back. He reaches up and he makes the catch. So a deep fly ball ends the inning, and the Royals only able to score a couple here off of starter Jonathan Warden, whose evening comes to an end. So it's 3-2 Barrie as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the Inter-County Baseball League and the Barrie Baycats Baseball Club, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or retransmission in any form is strictly prohibited. Baycats will send Brandon Hernandez, the number 2 hitter, to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Barrie up 3-2. Aiden Shell, the rookie, looking to keep his club in this ball game.
Hernandez had to sit down after Gary Doyle was caught stealing to end 3rd inning.
So fresh count for him and 1-1.
Hernandez had to sit back down after Noel McGarry-Doyle was caught stealing in the 2nd.
Hits this one to right field, and that'll be a gapper. Over to pick it up is Ethan Hammond, and that's going to be an easy double for Brandon Hernandez. Clayton Keys, the center fielder, now will bat with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, perfectly placed ball there for Brandon Hernandez. Ethan Hammond had a tough time kind of coming up with it, but that didn't cost Guelph a run. That was going to be a double all the way for Hernandez. Extends his hit streak to now 6 games.
Righty-righty matchup here with Keys. At the plate for the 2nd time today. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Keys.
Keys was behind that fastball a little bit. Aiden Shell kind of really building himself up for the last couple innings. I'm sure his team getting closer back into this ball game is helping his cause.
Here's the pitch. Chopped on the ground to short. Running throw by LaRue in plenty of time. Keys is retired. Runner advances.
I'm surprised Keys didn't run that out. He barely ran to first base. I wonder if he may have injured himself there. He seems to be walking to first base normally, but that seemed like a play that a runner like him might be able to beat out.
Well, I thought the exact same thing, and I was wondering if he had trouble getting out of the box on that, or perhaps he's recovering from something we don't know about. Definitely did not run out that ground ball. That was a tough play for LaRue, who had to make a running throw.
Yeah, LaRue had a long way to go, ranging to his left. It ends up being a productive at-bat for Keys, moving Hernandez to third, but there's more to be desired there with a play like that.
Swing and a miss by Macabrota. Macabrota went 3 for 5 in the game against London. Got the average up to 342 now. The Baycats beat the Majors 6-5 on Canada Day. On the ground to first. Thinking about a play at home is Garrett Takamatsu. He elects to go to the bag instead, and the Baycats get another run as Brandon Hernandez crosses home plate.
That's another RBI for Nolan Macabrota. I think Macabrota this year has been the biggest contributor, especially now with Ryan Rio out for quite a while looking forward. But this man right here, Tristan Clark, is kind of putting his name out there as well. Both of them, clear contenders to be all-stars this in a few weeks.
Takes the first pitch for a called strike. I was kidding with Josh Matlow earlier this week, saying you could pretty much pick any Baycat in the 9 positions that you would vote on, and you wouldn't say it was a bad choice. You look up and down that all-star ballot. To first, and it's foul. Off the hand of Jeremy Uhlenbrook, first base coach and 22U manager. Their inaugural season here in 2025. Tosses that ball over to a youngster. 1-2 pitch. It's low.
Yeah, you look up this roster 1-9, even as it stands right now without Ryan Rio in the lineup. This is an all-star caliber lineup on its own.
That one got away from him. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And we talked about in the home opener how when you had Adam On hitting in the 9 spot, Hayden Jaco in the 7, that's how deep that lineup was then. Those guys aren't even in the lineup as it stands right now.
Yeah, a lot of these guys who were mainstay contributors last year have not really gotten into a full schedule of action yet. Adam On and Hayden Jaco, 2 of those players. Expect to see more of them in the second half. Pitches upstairs, and it's a walk for Tristan Clark.
It's going to be important for those guys to, get more regular action in the second half of the season, make sure you qualify for the playoffs. Hayden Jaco, 4 games played already this year. Pardon me, make that 6, I believe. Came back for that 3-game road trip in Chatham, played all 3 games.
James Anderson has only played in 3 games this season. Hit weakly to third. The throw across is high, but in time to retire Willie Garcia. Well, the Baycats add another run and make it a 4-2 ball game through 3 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV, Rogers TV in Barrie.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Ben Davy, Julius, Hern, and Matty Gale at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Baycats and Royals. A 4-2 Barrie lead as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Ashton Patterson, the number 9 hitter, will lead it off. We were putting on sunblock a couple of innings ago, and now it's bug spray.
It's really dropped in temperature here, Ben. Not feeling like a tropical night, that's for sure.
Adam Kahn on in relief of Jonathan Warden, who made his first IBL start here this evening. Kahn deals, and the pitch is fouled away. We haven't seen the citronella lanterns down in the Baycat bullpen yet, but wouldn't surprise me if tonight's the night they bring those out.
It wouldn't surprise me either. It was really bad last week when the 22U team played on a Wednesday night.
Basically anything from Canada Day on in this ballpark, the Mosquitoes have free reign. I think we have an agreement with them that they hold off until at least July 1st. Of course, they have violated that on occasion, but
they're just waiting for the crowds to get fuller like they are tonight.
The idea is let us at least get June in, and then we know the Mosquitoes are going to take over.
Yeah, let us get settled into the season a little bit first, you know.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Kahn's pitch on the ground, foul down the third base line.
I think that begs the question, Ben, with all these alternate identities. We talked about this last year, and I like the way that you had the one that you had, or it might have been Brian Backland, our producer, the Bay City Biters.
Yeah, that was Brian's moniker.
It's a good one.
Yeah, love it. A high pop-up. Shortstop, Brandon Hernandez. Back for it, calling for it, and he takes it. 1 away. Well, there aren't really any negative things at all that you can say about baseball here at Athletic Kulture Stadium, but the Mosquito situation might be the one exception to that. One of the most mosquito-friendly ballparks in the IBL, surrounded by forest. Now, the bugs in Brantford are pretty bad as well, but they're not mosquitoes.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of bug. They don't bite. They just land on you. And the Red Sox have those thick bug clouds. At least when I was there, they did. Guess it depends on the time of year, but
Yeah, they got gnats there.
I guess they are gnats. They don't bite, but they don't bite you. But they just land all over you.
Well, we'll get a good taste of that next Friday. Baycats are in Brantford for the first time this year. And that's the first game after this torrid stretch, 7 games in 9 days.
2 balls, no strikes. J.D. Williams at the plate. Pitch from Kahn. Fouled again.
Yeah, J.D. Williams, the only batter that starter Jonathan Warden was able to get both times, both via strikeout leading off the first and third.
Fouled at home plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think that caught part of his lower leg.
Sounded like it went off the chest protector, at least for Tyler Plumpton. But, yeah, J.D. Williams going to need a second to breathe this one out.
Yeah, he's walking kind of gingerly as well. You're right, though. That was more of a chest protector sound than a shin guard. It's possible it hit them both.
Possibly, yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Williams is ready. So is Kahn. Here's the pitch. And it's upstairs. 3-2. Adam Kahn got a big out to close the door in the third and leave the bases loaded behind him after Royals struck for 2. Another foul ball heads up. That's going to hit somebody. Fortunately, it bounced off the cement. Healthy crop of foul balls for the kids here tonight. That one was easy pickings as it rolled right off the roof.
That might have been the closest, pop-up we've gotten this year.
And another walk. First offered up by Adam Kahn.
Yeah, we haven't had a foul ball come into our booth at least in our time working together.
I've only ever got one foul ball here broadcasting a game, and I picked it up off the
I was there
benches beside me. Yeah, it wasn't even a clean catch. It was just the ball was there, and I picked it up. So one away, one on, as Kahn will work to Brando LaRue. LaRue, the shortstop, with a walk and a pop-up tonight. Kahn is set. Runner leads. Here's the pitch. Fouled over our heads.
Everybody clap your hands.
The trouble for Josh Matlow in managing this bullpen is when you get into situations like this where your starter can only go 2 2/3, there isn't really a set long man, so Adam Kahn really has to take the brunt of these middle innings.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Kahn has been kind of hot and cold at times this season. And you're right, they need some innings out of him here tonight.
Yeah, this is a real prove-it outing for him. You know, a good outing here might get him some late high-leverage situations down the road this season.
Runner goes. Pitch in the dirt. The throw from Tyler Plumpton. The tag! Not in time. A great throw from Tyler Plumpton. It was on the right side of the bag. And in just under the tag was J.D. Williams.
Yeah, that was a bang-bang play at second base. The throw was in the dirt from Adam Kahn's pitch, and then Tyler Plumpton, a great pick to kind of make that whole play happen, but J.D. Williams just too quick, gets under the tag.
That's a tough throw down when you're picking the ball out of the dirt and trying to get in position for the throw, but Tyler Plumpton does it as well as anybody. 2-2 the count. Two pitch. A high fly ball. Shallow right field. Back is the second baseman, and it's Alex Wickett calling for it and making the catch in front of Noel McGarry-Doyle, who probably should have called him off there on that one.
Yeah, I'm surprised that McGarry-Doyle didn't call him off. That's usually, 9.5 times out of 10 a ball that the outfielder should have because they're running in on it. It's way easier to get a pop-up or a fly ball like that when you're the one rushing in on it. Alex Wickett does a great job to make that catch, having to go back into his left, but that should be a ball the outfielder gets every time.
Wickett did the right thing, staying with it. And there's 2 outs. Swing and a miss by Leader. You mentioned how pivotal this outing potentially could be for Adam Kahn as far as his role in the bullpen going forward here in the second half. And kind of feels like we're still sort of waiting to see which of these relief pitchers will step up and be able to claim that role as a setup man to sort of bridge the middle to late innings.
Yeah, Kahn got a save earlier this year in Toronto, but it was a 4-inning save, and the Baycats were up quite a bit at Christie Pitts, and he ends up getting the save, but he allows 4 earned runs in 4 innings.
0-2. Runner at second. Here's the pitch. On the ground, down the line, foul. So it's an 0-2 count to Andy Leader.
A lot of these arms are going to have to prove themselves throughout this month and into early August. That goes for Adam Kahn. Braden Packlow's done a great job his last few outings. Brad Grieveson, we haven't seen him since Chatham Ken. I wonder if he might get into this ball game.
Pitch is outside. That has not been a strike tonight. I know the fans wanted that, but Oliver Francescuto has not been giving that pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's Kahn's pitch, and that's upstairs. Kind of feel like Adam Kahn would definitely be one of those contenders for that setup position coming out of the bullpen, along with Pakala, as you mentioned, who had that one really good relief appearance recently. A high fly ball to center field. Keys, long way back, reaches up, and he made the catch. Clayton Keys with a spectacular grab going back and to his right, keeps it in his glove for the out. This crowd just in disbelief that Keys came up with that ball and caught it cleanly. And that'll do it as the Baycats are off the field here in this fourth inning. So the Royals unable to score. It's a 4-2 Barrie lead as we get ready for the bottom of the fourth inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
This fourth inning of play is brought to you by Vintage Throne Barber Lounge, redefining gentlemen one community at a time.
Aiden Shell out for his fourth inning of work here in his IBL debut. Baycats have gotten to him all three times so far with a run in the first, two in the second, one in the third. Two solo home runs in this game, one off the bat of Noel McGarry-Doyle, the other off Tristan Clark's bat, and both of them to lead off innings. McGarry-Doyle in the first, Clark in the second. Brandon Hernandez doubled and scored in the third, and Noah Hull is at the plate here to lead off the fourth. Hull grounds it to first, and stepping on the bag is Garrett Takamatsu. Right place, right time, one away.
Takamatsu, a little bit of flair, and Noah Hull is not happy, slamming his bat down in front of the dugout as he walks towards. But Takamatsu kind of took that in motion and then tapped his foot on the bag with a little bit of flair as he was making the play. Yeah, frustrating start to this game for Noah Hull, striking out and then a ground out to first.
Well, it was a great play by Takamatsu, who had to kind of make that quick little tiptoe move to step on the bag on his way to field that ball. 0-1 the count to Tyler Plumpton. Plumpton hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Foul back to the screen. Plumpton with no batting gloves, nothing on the elbows, nothing on the shins.
Old school.
He accepts the inherent risks of the game and swings and misses through that offering. Strike three.
Owen Newman, the right-hander, throwing in the Guelph bullpen, so after this fourth, should Shell be able to get out of it, that could be the end of his night.
Alex Wickett, the most recent Baycat to capitalize on that magic in the number 9 spot that seems to be working so well for Josh Matlow this season. Seeing lots of playing time with the injury situation of Francisco Hernandez, who's been on again, off again. Should be back in the lineup soon, but Wickett making the most of these opportunities at second base in his absence.
Yeah, I know. It was Jones who came in for Keys. Yeah, Keys will go to right. Or Jones will go to right.
That one's in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to him here.
You're talking about that number 9 spot. So Francisco Hernandez started the year in the leadoff spot. and then was moved down to the number 9 spot after he had a really tough start to his year. But Wickett has kind of matched the production since coming up from the junior squad, and this being now his 4th start in the IBL in a row.
It's kind of counterintuitive, but here in Barrie, it's almost kind of become a nod of confidence from the manager when he puts you at number 9 in the order.
It's an important spot. You turn it over to the top of the lineup. It's important to have runners on when you get your best hitters up.
Wickett taking all the way, and he's able to work the count full now, 3-2.
That was a brave take. A high-velocity fastball from Aiden Shell. It just misses low.
He took another pitch earlier in this at-bat that he didn't get the call. Here's the 3-2 now. On the ground to second. Nice backhand play by Carson Burns. Makes the throw in time for the out. Baycats go 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight. We played 4. It's still 4-2 Barrie on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats.
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer. Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the 5th inning, Athletic Kulture Stadium. The Baycats lead the Guelph Royals 4-2. The Royals' first time here since 2024 IBL Finals. To lead off the inning, let's go to our own Maddie Gale.
Thanks, Julius. There's a bit of a sweet connection in the park tonight. Guelph Royals Garrett Takamatsu coached Baycats Austin Boylan, who's in the dugout tonight, on the Ontario Blue Jays. I asked Boylan before the game about this, and he told me that not only is Takamatsu a talented baseball player he learned many valuable skills from, he's also a very nice guy who he became close friends with. He's excited to be playing in the same league with such a talented player, he told me.
Thank you, Matt. It's a really great connection when you get a lot of the players that are still in this league. You know, they coach those high-performance programs. Garrett Takamatsu with Ontario Blue Jays. Teammate Connor Morrow, also a former coach with OBJ and a former Baycat in his own right. Cons 1-0 is outside.
Yeah, and those friendships often last well beyond IBL playing days, too, and you always love hearing those stories.
Kyle Maves, a former Baycat, just saw him in London on Canada Day. Another coach, he's with the Great Lake Canadians, and he's coaching 2 different programs there. 2-0 from Kahn, broken bat right back up the middle, and Kahn, nonchalant, makes a nice play to retire Takamatsu.
Want to say a quick get well soon and best wishes to a very good friend of ours and someone who is well loved by our viewers in Guelph as well. Royals PA announcer Bruce Barks Barker. Bruce is battling a couple of very serious health issues right now, and I know he's watching tonight. Never misses a game, and he's been the Royals PA announcer for many years and a former radio DJ here in Barrie prior to that, and has a very accomplished career both in radio and sports announcing, and he's got a couple of tough battles ahead of him here, but Bruce is as tough as they come. So Bruce, get well soon. I know he's going to be in the hospital for a few months. We are all pulling for you and praying for you, and we know we're going to see you again at the ballpark real soon at David E. Hastings Stadium.
Yeah, hoping for the best for Bruce Barks Barker, and it was a different atmosphere without him in Guelph last week, so all the best wishes to him. Hopefully he can get back out to the ballpark soon.
even came to a game here in Barrie last year, which was really cool to see. So
that guy is a lifer. He loves his Guelph Royals.
Yeah, his journey has been as inspiring as they come. So, Bruce, we know you got this, and we got your back, and you're going to make it.
Ground ball to third. Noah Hall can't make the play. Scoots under his glove. And into left field, Matthew Ward will reach. It's going to be scored a base hit for Matthew Ward. His second hit of the game. He's 2 for 2, and that'll bring up Ethan Hammond.
Fifth inning, and the Royals with chances in all 5 of them so far. And Baycats really could use a clean inning here, but Con now will have to work with a runner on and 1 out again in this very close 4-2 ball game. Guelph hanging around here.
1 out here for Ethan Hammond. Adam Con's pitch flared out to left field, slicing towards the left field line. It's going to drop foul. Ward's base hit there, the first hit for Guelph since the second inning, which is surprising considering Guelph has now had base runners on in every inning. 5 walks issued by Jonathan Ward, and Baycats starter in the third, and then another by Adam Con in the fourth. But double play in order here for Barrie. Ethan Hammond's reached both times, a single and a walk. The 0-1. That one's low.
Not sure if we mentioned it already. My apologies if we did. Safa Jones now in the game in right field. Noel McGarry-Doyle moving from right to center following that spectacular catch by Clayton Keys. Hopefully he's okay.
He was slow to get up after that catch as Con throws over to first. Checking in on Matthew Ward. Keys was very slow to get up in center field, so it might be just out of an abundance of caution for a big get for Josh Matlow's ball club. He's been great offensively in the last few games since joining the team. But this also gives Safa Jones a nice shot to get back into the game himself. There's a bunt laid down. Noah Hall might have a play on. He scoops up. The throw to first is in time. Nice play from Noah Hall, who I'm sure wasn't expecting a bunt in that count. But it moves the runner up to second base, Matthew Ward. So 2 on, so it'll be 2 out with a runner on second for Mark Nellis.
Well, great job by Noah Hall, the third baseman tonight, just getting that sure out at first base. He knew that if he gloved it cleanly and made a good strong throw, he'd be able to get Hammond, and that's exactly what happened. You know, you don't want to get distracted by the runner ahead of him there, and a big out to make it 2 now here in the 5th behind Adam Con.
Two out now for Mark Nellis. Still looking for his first IBL hit. That one inside. Grounded out to Warden in the second. Walked in the third. Con's 1-0. That one catches the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, but you can taste that. Like, you can breathe that. What you're doing is you're tasting it through your nose. Like when my dog got sprayed by a skunk like 2 weeks ago.
1-1, 2 out. Con's pitch popped up on the infield platable. Brandon Hernandez drifts over, makes the catch to end the frame. Guelph strands another runner in scoring position. The Baycats carry a 4-2 lead as we're halfway through this ball game. You're watching Baycats TV.
Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Bottom of the fifth inning at Athletic Kulture Stadium is brought to you by One-Eyed Jack Barrie. Bring your same-day Baycats tickets before or after a game and get 10% off your bill.
4-2 Baycats. We're to the bottom of the fifth inning. New pitcher in the ball game. Another young arm for this Guelph Royals squad. Right-hander Owen Newman.
And another tall pitcher for Dino Ramel's Royals. Stands 6'3", 210 pounds, 19 years old. So the second junior pitcher that the Royals have put out tonight to face the Baycats. Native of Streetsville, Mississauga, Milton area.
Newman's another pitcher that, yes, a junior, but they've gone to him much more often throughout this season so far as McGarry Doyle smokes one out to right field. Back is Hammond. It is gone! Second home run of the game for Noel McGarry Doyle. It's a no-doubter.
Second home run for McGarry Doyle, and second time in this game he has led off an inning with a home run. As the fifth inning starts the same way the first did for the Baycats.
What more can you ask for from your leadoff hitter? Leadoff dingers in the first and fifth as Brandon Hernandez goes the other way for a base hit.
Right fielder number 33, set by Jones.
Hard hit balls on back-to-back pitches against Owen Newman, who comes into this one his first IBL season, a 2-1 record, a 1.45 ERA. Hadn't allowed an earned run until, or at least before that home run, in 2 outings. That one up the middle off the bat of a safe at Jones. It's up for a base hit. Hits on 3 straight pitches, and Asafa Jones needed that after a couple tough outings in his last few games.
First baseman number 20, Nolan McIntyre.
Well, that one just out of the reach of Carson Burns, right up the middle. He had shifted around just a little bit to the first base side, unable to get to that ball. Would have been a potential double play, which definitely would have been good for the Royals in that situation. And now 2-on for the Baycats. Hot hitting Macabrota at the plate.
Matthew Ward goes out for a mound visit. Second charge to the Royals in this game. So I'll bring up Nolan Macabrota, who's 0 for 2 so far, but he had an RBI ground out in the third. He's got 2 on in front of him. Pitch from Newman is inside.
What do you think of a possible double steal attempt here with Hernandez at second, Jones at first? Pretty good speed on the bases, nobody out.
Definitely a possibility. 3-run lead to risk it. There's another one inside to Macabrota. It's 2-0.
Well, manager Josh Matlow loves those opportunities to really turn his players loose. Get aggressive on the base paths and at the plate. They've executed the hit and run so well on many occasions so far this season.
3-0 now to Macabrota, who I'm sure will be taking all the way. So 3 straight hard hit balls out of the hand of Newman, and now 3 straight balls to Nolan Macabrota.
And whatever he's been throwing has not fooled these Barrie Baycat hitters so far in this 5th inning.
He gets the green light and he goes up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third is Hernandez. He will score. The throw comes into third. Jones is in safely. It's an RBI single for Nolan Macabrota. His hit streaks to 11 games.
Well, that ball was hit in a very similar spot as Asafa Jones hit, just to the first base side of second base. Macabrota found that little seam just out of the reach of Carson Burns. And Barrie just rolling through this 5th inning here now. 4 straight Baycats to reach base. Started off with the home run by Noel McGarry Doyle to start off this inning.
Couldn't ask for a better start if you're manager Josh Matlow. They'll bring up Tristan Clark. Runners on the corners, still nobody out. First pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice block from Matthew Ward.
Dino Ramel might want to keep Owen Newman on a very short leash here unless before the score gets out of reach in a hurry.
Nobody throwing in the Royals bullpen yet. 1-0, that one's lined to short. It's out of the reach of Brando LaRue. Jones will come in to score. RBI single for Tristan Clark.
Well, they're not just hitting Newman, they're hitting him hard. Line drives. And that one, it looked like LaRue might have had a chance to come down with it, but it was just out of his reach. And these Baycat hitters are just feasting off Owen Newman here, who's still looking to record an out. And someone goes sprinting down to the Royals dugout now.
So 7-2 the score now. 3 cross home plate here in the 5th. And still nobody out. Here's Willie Garcia with 2 on. Newman's pitch. That one catches the plate.
A struggling young relief pitcher on the mound. You know, these Baycats are going to be patient. Make him throw strikes. And when they're getting those strikes, they're hitting them hard.
Another breaking ball outside. Third straight game for Garcia as the DH. Had started each game before that as the right fielder. 1-1. Another breaking ball in the dirt outside. Patience here is the key for Willie Garcia. Clark at first, Macabrota at second. The 2-1 pitch is fouled straight back.
Well, Newman could definitely use a strikeout here, and Garcia knows he's going to see something good to hit on the 3-2. 2 runners on, still nobody out in this inning. As the right-hander begins to warm up in the Royals bullpen.
There is action now in the Royals bullpen, as you mentioned, Ben. 2-2, line foul, watch out. Straight at the stadium bar.
There's lots to do down that right field line, and when you're at the game, you still need to keep your eye on the play. And we always warn, especially the youngsters down there and farther down that towards the stadium bar, keep your eye on the play because those balls can get down there in a hurry.
Still 2-2. That one's popped up. Left center field coming on to make the catch is Ashton Patterson. Runners can't tag up. Nice throw over to third. That's the first out of the inning off the bat of Garcia.
Not a bad outcome for Newman in that particular at bat there, as the fly ball not deep enough for the runners to advance, and he gets the first out of the inning. double play situation in order, so a ground ball could potentially get him off the field, but Baycats, like sharks, smelling blood in the water here. 3 in the 5th and looking for more.
Aiden Schell stifled Noah Hall both times he faced him. Strikeout in the 2nd, a ground out to 1st in the 4th. So potentially new life here for Noah Hall at the plate. He swings right through that breaking ball for strike 1. I believe the arm warming up in the bullpen is Jeff Tew, actually a former teammate of Noah Hall in college. Was just signed a few days ago by the Royals.
Yeah, if he's number 44, that's him. I was trying to find the name on the roster here, but a late addition.
Yeah. 0-1 to Hall is inside. 44, the number previously worn by Arturo Alvarez, the California native who was released a few weeks ago.
So Dino Ramel getting his young pitchers into some action here early in this 4-4 for the Royals.
Well, Jeff Tew, another 19-year-old, so yeah, the youth really coming out in full force on the mound for Guelph today. That one's on the ground through the legs of Garrett Takamatsu into right field. Macabrona rounding third. He's going to come in to score. The throw goes into short. It's an RBI for Noah Hall, it looks like. As long as that scored a base hit, and it is. Big confidence boost for Noah Hall. It's 8-2 Barrie.
Hard hit ball, but you know Garrett Takamatsu would love to have it back. He's made that play before. And the Baycats piling it on here in the 5th inning, and out comes the manager, Dino Ramel. Let's see if he asks for the baseball here from his young right-hander.
From my point of view, it doesn't seem like Jeff Tew is thrown enough to be able to come out this soon. Newman's only recorded 1 out, but he's faced 7 batters so far in his first inning of work. But it appears to be just a regular mound visit for Dino Ramel, the Guelph Royals manager. The first 4 in this inning for Barrie reached, and they all scored. Tristan Clark now is standing at third.
It's been interesting for whatever reason. Home plate umpire Oliver Francescudo has been extending as much time as desired to both sides on these mound visits here. Dino Ramel took every minute he possibly could to say what he wanted to say to Owen Newman. Give his relief pitcher in the bullpen a few extra tosses.
So 8-2 now for the Baycats on 10 hits. Hall at first, Clark at third. 1 out for Plumpton. First pitch is catching the inside part of the plate. Temperatures drop significantly at the ballpark, now 16 degrees. Newman's 0-1. Up the middle, base hit for Tyler Plumpton. Clark comes in to score. It's a 7-run ball game.
Well, Owen Newman not fooling the Baycats with anything that he has served up so far here tonight.
And here comes Dino Ramel one more time, and it looks like that's going to be it for Owen Newman. He only gets 1 out. And here comes new pitcher in the ballgame. That's going to do it for the young right-hander Owen Newman. He can only get 1 out in the inning, facing 8 batters here in the 5th. 5 runs have already come across here in the 5th inning for Barrie, and they'll have a new pitcher to face coming up. We'll have more on him in just a moment right here on Baycats TV. 9-2 Barrie as we come back here in the 5th inning, just 1 out. Number 9 hitter Alex Wickett stepping up to the plate against new pitcher in the ballgame, right-hander Jeff 2.
And Wickett 1 for 2 tonight, looking to continue to swing the hot bat. You know, these Baycats are not going to take their foot off the gas at all. Still early in this game, building a 9-2 lead here in this bottom of the 5th inning.
First IBL appearance here for Jeff 2 at the University of Mary. First pitch to Wickett, it's a ground ball. Chopper, he's got a tough play too. Grabs it, the throw into first is in time. Wickett retired, but Hall and Plumpton each move up to scoring position.
Well, if that chopper wasn't so high, that would have been exactly what the Royals needed in that situation. A chance to get a ground ball double play on one pitch. By the time that ball came down, 2 had one play, and that was to get the hitter Wickett at first.
So Noel McGarry-Doyle will come up for the second time this inning, led it off with a home run off of Owen Newman. Two out, 2 on. First pitch to McGarry-Doyle, it takes it for a strike.
5 runs for the Baycats here in this 5th inning, and it all started with a solo shot from Noel McGarry-Doyle.
Jeff 2, just 18 years old, coming out of his freshman year at University of Mary. His former teammate Noah Hull standing at third base. Here's the 0-1. Did he go? The appeal down to third base umpire, not needed.
Other than Adam Kahn, we have yet to see a pitcher tonight on either side who is not a teenager.
It's a very interesting perspective there. This is the second pitcher that Guelph has used in which that's their first IBL appearance. 0-2 pitch to McGarry-Doyle. Cut on and missed. Foul tip into the glove. Jeff 2 only needs 2 batters to get out of this inning, but the Baycats plate 5, and they take a 9-2 lead into the 6th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the 6th inning, Baycats lead the Guelph Royals 9-2. Adam Kahn back out for his 3rd full inning of work as we send it off to Matty Gale.
Thanks, Julius. Former Baycats player Carson Burns told me that although he loved playing with the Baycats and the connections he made on the team, he still has a sour taste in his mouth playing against them since last year's finals. He also said he's really happy to be playing on Guelph because he grew up playing ball with lots of his current teammates. Before the game, I did see him chatting to lots of former Barrie teammates like Noah Hall and Nolan Macabrota.
Thanks, Matt. He still maintains a great relationship with a lot of his former teammates, and he was traded to Guelph in mid-July last year, just before the roster deadline. Only got 1 regular season game against his former club until the playoffs as he swings and misses through that pitch.
Well, Carson Burns is an everyday player, no question about that. And the arrival of Brandon Hernandez really created a situation here where, he wasn't necessarily going to get those starts every day. And a change of scenery ended up being a good thing for him. got a chance to face his former team in the IBL Championship Series. Certainly a great opportunity for him. Hit a home run against his former club.
He did,
and then
first game back.
had a game-ending strikeout in Game 3 of that series as well.
He was down 1-2 here to former teammate Adam Kahn. That pitch just outside. Dino Ramel always talks up Carson Burns as a great locker room presence. He's a firefighter in his day job in Orangeville. But fit in very nicely to that everyday second base role as he swings and misses for their strikeout to lead off the inning, brought to you by IMP North. One down.
Tough day at the plate, 0 for 3 for Burns, and collectively this bottom third of the Royals lineup has only reached base once so far. That was a walk by Mark Nellis in the 4th inning, but aside from that, they are a collective 0 for 7.
First strikeout of the game for Adam Kahn. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Ashton Patterson. Popped up, playable. Left side, it looks like Noah Hall calls Hernandez off, makes the catch, 2 down.
Clean inning here would be exactly what Adam Kahn would love here in this 6th inning. The Royals have not gone 3 up, 3 down yet tonight. Going back to the top half of this inning, boy, it came to an end quickly with the pitching change. With Jeff 2 coming into the game and getting 2 outs on 4 pitches after his predecessor, Owen Newman, couldn't seem to get an out to save his life. You wonder if, in that case, the manager, Dino Ramel, is kicking himself for not making the pitching change earlier in the inning.
First pitch to J.D. Williams is inside. Yeah, you got to wonder if that was the right spot for Newman. You know,
innings like those, it's impossible to predict how it's all going to unfold, but it just looks so easy how 2 came in and got those 2 outs so quickly.
1-1 to Williams. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He lines that one into right center field. It gets down. Asafa Jones picks it up. It's the first hit of the ballgame for J.D. Williams.
6th straight inning for the Royals, getting base runners off the Barrie Baycats here tonight. They have certainly had their chances. They have stranded runners in all 5 of the innings of this ballgame so far.
There's Brando LaRue. First pitch to him is popped foul out of play.
7-run deficit now. You need to start bringing some of these base runners home. 2 in the 3rd off starter Jonathan Warden. That's all that they've managed so far tonight against Barrie.
Guelph has left 8 runners on in the first 5 innings. LaRue pops it up. Shallow left field. Backpedaling on it is Brandon Hernandez. He settles under it, makes the catch, and Guelph strands another. That's 9 left on so far in this game through 6 innings. They trail this one by a score of 9-2. Baycats coming up next in the bottom of the 6th inning. You're watching Baycats TV.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
Also, a happy birthday to Ayla McNeil, who turns 5.
Sixth inning here in Barrie is brought to you by Moving.ca. Two small men with big hearts moving, your original Canadian two-men movers. When you think two men, think with big hearts, your Canadian choice.
Julius Hern along with Ben Davy and Matty Gale, our entire Baycats TV crew, along with this Thursday night. The Baycats lead the Guelph Royals by a score of 9-2. 9 runs and 11 hits for Barrie, 2 on 5 for the Royals. Jeff 2 back out for his first full inning of work, and Brandon Hernandez to lead it off for the Baycats. First pitch is inside part of the plate for a strike. Had some movement on it.
Rob Daniels announced it during the break, so we'll announce it here as well. A very happy birthday to our producer, director, and the captain of our ship, Mr. Brian Backland, who spins all the dials and pushes the buttons behind us every game. Celebrated a birthday on Canada Day. What a great day for a birthday. Canada Day.
It's always a holiday.
Fireworks at the end of your birthday. You're off work. Everybody's off work. Weather's usually great.
It's always a holiday if you have a birthday on Canada Day, that's for sure. Here's the 1-1 to Hernandez inside. Hernandez 1 for 2 with, 2 for 3 with a double and a single, scored twice. Hit the ball very well. His only time not reaching was a deep fly ball to center.
Yeah, I've never asked, what month is your birthday in?
February.
Oh, so's mine. It's the worst possible month for a birthday.
Flown out to left field, slicing towards foul territory, and it's going to drop out of the reach of Ashton Patterson, who was flying towards foul territory.
Now, there was one exception. My 50th birthday, which I celebrated in Chicago, was so warm. I don't know if you remember. It was 2 Februarys ago.
It was. I do remember that.
And I was riding a bicycle in Chicago wearing, like, a very, very light spring jacket. And I'm like, I can't believe it's my birthday today. And other than that, one particular year, the weather on my birthday every year has absolutely sucked.
That's too bad.
I would do anything for a summer birthday. Just once.
Just once. 2-2. Cut on and missed, but Ward can't hold on.
That ball glanced off the bat and hit him in a very difficult spot. And he'll need a minute or two as the home plate umpire will hand deliver the baseball.
Oliver Francescudo, the home plate umpire, doing Matthew Ward a solid. So foul tip. Ward couldn't hold on. Hernandez gets another life. It's 2-2.
Stephen Jones looks like he's on deck, so be prepared for that one there, Ben. Oh, yeah, he's already came up.
Here's 2-2. The 2-2 from 2 is outside.
My son has a birthday coming up on Tuesday next week. Benjamin Jr., he's turning 20. Hard to believe. Teenage years. Yeah, I know. It's going to be a big day and a special day for him. So, I mean, July 8th, that's another great birthday.
That one's flared out to right field. A base hit for Brandon Hernandez, third of the ball game, and he's going to try for 2. Right fielder Ethan Hammond couldn't come up with it right away, and he's thrown out.
Good, strong throw by the right fielder, Hammond, and risky move by Hernandez. You knew a good throw was going to beat him, and it did.
That ball was so shallow. He didn't get much of it off the bat, but he was able to park it in right field. Hammond only sauntered over to get that ball, along with Garrett Takamatsu, and Hernandez maybe a bit late to react to, maybe take his chance on that. Thrown out at second base for out number 1. Here's a Sifa Jones, singled his first time up, takes first pitch outside.
You mentioned how quickly the temperature dropped here tonight. We're down to 17 now, so we've lost 4 degrees since our first pitch tonight, and it is tropical night, so we're trying to look warm and feel warm, and it is July.
Hey, at least we did our part.
Kind of feel like we should have like a switch over halfway through our tropical night every year. And then, like, after 4.5 innings, maybe we switch it over to, like, Arctic tundra night or
Blizzard
something
night,
like that,
yep.
or just something like about the cold Canadian North.
Polar night.
because it just doesn't feel right. We're sitting here with tropical Hawaiian shirts on. Yeah. This chilly, suddenly very chilly evening.
Well, it looks like the people that wore tropical shirts here in terms of fans have covered up already. So we're the outliers. Jeff 2's 2-1 to Seifa Jones. Breaking ball in for strike 2. No movement in either bullpen, so looks like Adam Kahn and Jeff 2 have this ball game to themselves, at least for the time being. Kahn and missed to Seifa Jones. Whiffs on a fastball. There's 2 straight outs.
Well, some really nice pitching by Jeff 2. As we mentioned, he shut the door in the 5th inning after Barrie scored 5 off Owen Newman, getting 2 outs on 4 pitches. Brandon Hernandez with a hit, but he's thrown out at second. Then he comes right back with a big strikeout on a Seifa Jones. Baycats have only gone 3 up, 3 down once tonight, and that was in the 4th.
First pitch to Noah Macabrota. He's late on a breaking ball for strike 1.
Productive night for Macabrota. Drove in a run with a ground out and then singled and scored in the 5th inning.
His hit streak now at 11 games. Hottest hitter in this lineup, you could argue.
Top 6 in the Baycat order have all scored runs tonight. But everybody has reached base, including the bottom third, Hall, Plumpton, and Wickett.
1-1 is inside and low. Yeah, Macabrota coming into this game, a 10-game hit streak, 18 for 39 in the span with 9 RBI. He's added 2 more runs batted in today, and another hit. Longest hit streak going on the team. 2-1 pitch to him is high.
I am going to predict that Saturday's game against London will be at least 10 degrees warmer than it is right now.
That's a really good prediction.
With the Humidex factored in, it'll be even more, but you know we're going to be into the high 20s on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it's 3-1. That one outside. Macabrota draws a 2-out walk. It's going to be so different going from 4 o'clock start in the afternoon on Saturday, and then a 7 o'clock night game on the Sunday.
Yeah, a lot of fans really liked that, and Sunday night baseball used to be a thing here at this ballpark. Previous incarnations of this park, known as Barrie Metal Stadium, Coates Stadium, and then Vintage Throne Stadium. Sunday night baseball was a way that the fans kind of capped off the weekend. You know, you come back from the cottage or the beach, take in a ball game, and wait out the traffic on Highway 400, because nobody wants to be sitting on the 400 on a late Sunday afternoon anyways. The 7 o'clock game kind of gave you a chance to wait out that traffic.
Fly ball, it'll stay in the yard. Brandon LaRue drifts out shallow left, makes the catch. Barrie strands 1, but they carry a 9-2 lead into the 7th inning. Adam Kahn going back out for another inning of work in relief. We'll have more for you in the 7th inning. Ben Davy back on the mic to call for you on Baycats TV.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
With Julius, Hern, and Matty Gale, I'm Ben Davy. Welcome back to the ballpark, Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township. Baycats comfortably on top of the Royals tonight by a score of 9-2. First of 4 straight games in 4 nights for both of these clubs. Second matchup of the season for the Royals and Baycats. Guelph had a victory at home a couple of Tuesdays ago, 7-3. They scored 5 runs in the 8th inning in that game to flip a 3-2 deficit into a 7-3 lead. A little bit more work than that to do here tonight, trailing by 7. We are in the 7th as the Royals will come to bat to face right-hander Adam Kahn. Kahn on in relief of starter Jonathan Warden, who made his first IBL start here tonight. Andy Leader to lead it off for Guelph.
New left fielder in the ballgame for Barrie is James Anderson coming in for Tristan Clark.
I mentioned earlier that Anderson has only played in 3 or 4 games. So nice to see him get a little bit of action here tonight.
And 2 of those were the first games of the season. So it's been a while for the utility man.
Very versatile player, has been on the field in a variety of roles for Barrie over recent years. Handled catching duties on occasion when needed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Leader. Fouls it off to stay alive.
This undoubtedly has to be Adam Kahn's best outing of the season, if not for a while.
Down he goes. It's brought to you by IMP North. Adam Kahn with a strikeout to start the 7th.
Just the second of the game for Kahn. But he's been able to shut the Royals hitters down with some pop outs, some weak contact. Hasn't gotten a lot of ground balls, just 1 ground ball out. The rest have all been 2 strikeouts, and the rest are pop outs or fly outs to the outfield.
First pitch hit on the ground to third. Picked up by Hull. Makes the throw. It's low, but it's scooped up by Nolan Macabrota. 2 quick outs.
Catcher number 10, Matthew.
Elsewhere in the IBL is the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers over the Panthers at Jack Couch Park by a score of 12-4. How about the Barnstormers? Second place in the standings coming into tonight. They've won 7 of their last 10. And elsewhere, the Welland Jackfish handling the Brantford Red Sox by a score of 9-3.
Brantford put up 25 runs on Chatham-Kent on Canada Day. Had 21 hits after Barrie put up 21 on them on Saturday.
Well, say what you want about the Barnstormers, an impressive 13-8 record in their 2nd year in the Intercounty Baseball League, and coming into tonight just a game and a half back of the Jackfish.
And they got, Seth Strong re-signed with them today after getting released from the Frontier League almost a month ago. So they got the league MVP from last year back in their roster.
You got to wonder if they're going to be in the mix in the IBL pennant races as we head down in the second half here. They've done a really nice job winning a lot of low-scoring, close games. You look at the run differential as this one is lined to right field for a base hit. Ward is aboard with a 2-out single. Barnstormers' run differential is a -10, despite a 13-8 record. So that tells you they're winning a lot of close games and losing some lopsided ones.
Yeah, it's surprising. When you look at the run differential around the league, coming in today, Welland was above 90. But Barrie has the second best run differential in the league despite only being in 4th place.
Yeah, the Baycats have climbed out of the bottom half of the standings with their recent 3-game winning streak. They've won 7 of their last 10. Barrie's run differential 27, but a huge gap between them and the Welland Jackfish, 90. It's going to be a good race, still pretty close. You got 7 teams right now, 7 teams separated by 5 games or less, including these Guelph Royals. So anything is possible. In fact, I was kidding with Ryan Eakin, who used to work for this organization many years ago, and said, we may see you back here in the IBL Finals again this year. You never know. It just may be Barrie and Guelph again.
Still a lot of baseball left to be played.
High and foul over near the Guelph bullpen, which is empty at the moment.
A lot can change in a week. A lot can change in a month. And this Guelph Royals team, as we were talking about earlier on, you said it best. They feel like they're better than their record shows. And they're getting a lot of big names back later this year. Claudio Custodio, a MVP from a couple seasons ago. Franklin Torres, who was a key part of their playoff run last year as a big name catcher.
0-2 pitch on the way from Adam Kahn. Here it comes. And it's inside and low. Gets away to the backstop. Runner advances. So Ward gets to second base. Now, it's not like their first half was a disaster. 9-11. So not what they hoped for, but they're right in the mix.
It started out very shaky. They only had a couple wins in their first about 7 games or so. But I think what they're lacking and what they're going to gain more of throughout the season, the rest of the season, is consistency. Whether that's in the lineup or on the mound.
We were talking to Dino Ramel about his lineup, and he was looking at Barrie's as well and said, look, we both know that these lineups are not the same as they are going to be late in the season and certainly in the playoffs. A lot of changes are going to be made along the way. Foul into the glove for strike 3, and that'll do it. The Royals strand a runner at second base. Stretch time here at Athletic Kulture Stadium as the fans will rise to their feet, and the Baycats on top by a score of 9-2 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Fans from Fort Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Coming out of the 7th inning stretch, it's brought to you by Sleeman Beer. Real ones know.
Well, as mentioned, these teams will meet again here on Sunday night, and that is a rescheduled game from Thursday, May 22nd, so keep that in mind. That is not on your fridge magnet at home. Sunday night, 7:05 this weekend, Athletic Kulture Stadium. Guelph Royals, Barrie Baycats in a rematch. And then they meet once more after that. So 4 July games this year between the Royals and the Baycats, including 2 here this weekend.
So if anybody has tickets from that May 22nd game, they'll be valid for Sunday's game, and I'm hoping to catch more, people coming back from college country. You mentioned Sunday night baseball. It's going to be a big game, rematch between these two, kind of that 4 games in 4 days sandwiched. Both matchups here at home.
9-2 the score here tonight. 2's pitch gets the called strike, 1-1. Willie Garcia is at the plate for the Baycats. Noah Hall, Tyler Plumpton also due up. 9 runs, 12 hits for Barrie, 2 on 6 for the Royals. Stranded runners have been the story of the game for Guelph tonight. One ball, 2 strikes. Two with the walk and 2 strikeouts since coming into this game. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2 has really shut down the Baycats. Gave up 1 hit in the 6th inning, but Brandon Hernandez going for 2 was thrown out at second. Only Guelph pitcher not to allow a run so far.
Foul back to the screen. You have to wonder if this game would look different if 2 came on in relief of Shell rather than Newman. If he was the second pitcher used, this game might have a completely different outlook.
Because Newman only got 1 out in that 5th inning. He allowed the first 5 to reach, and all the 5 of them scored.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. High and inside. Little brush back on Willie Garcia as he leans out of the way and the count is full. Garcia walked and scored in the 2nd. Retired in his subsequent 2 plate appearances. 3-2 pitch coming here. Checked his swing and he'll jog down to first. The throw is completed. Now that's a walk. They threw it down anyways. That kind of confused me. Catcher Matthew Ward decided to make the throw just in case. They didn't even ask for an appeal.
Yeah, very interesting, confusing play, but Garcia the beneficiary of a walk, his 2nd of the game.
Well, he did the right thing by throwing down. Garcia did hold up, so now here's Noah Hall with a runner on. Called strike.
Looks like Ramon Henriquez is throwing in the Baycats bullpen.
Swing and a miss by Hall.
That was a big swing by Hall, facing his former college teammate. And I asked Hall earlier today about, what can you tell me about Jeff 2? He just got signed last week, and he said, Jeff 2, big Pokemon guy. That's all he told me.
Wow. Well, I know the Pokemon community is a tight-knit circle. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hall goes down. So 2 wins that battle.
Yeah, on 3 pitches, too, Hall came up swinging, very eager to get a hit off his former teammate.
I have to be honest. I know what Pokemon is. I don't know how to play. How do you play Pokemon? All I know is I see kids on their phones, going to these marked locations and stuff. But as far as the actual card game goes, I know kids trade these cards all the time, but I don't know how you actually win.
I think it takes a lot more explanation than I'm willing to put on the broadcast. But there's a lot of different ways to take in Pokemon, I guess you could say. The card game is the OG, and that's what Noah Hall was telling me about with Jeff too.
Be interested in knowing how many of these players collect Pokemon cards, because they probably grew up as kids, and I would imagine many of them might have hung on to their collection.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I didn't do Pokemon cards. It was well after my time, but I've got thousands and thousands of baseball and hockey cards.
Not in this
No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from 2, and it glances off the bat of Tyler Plumpton.
Not much you can do there for Tyler Plumpton. He saw that ball coming for him. He got hit by a pitch earlier in this game, just kind of out of instinct, putting his bat in front of the baseball and
just trying to knock it away.
Yeah, cost him a strike.
One on, one out. Barrie up by 7. Jeff 2 is ready. Kicks and deals. Outside, 1 and 2.
There's a right-hander throwing in the Guelph bullpen. Can't quite tell who it is.
Two's pitch has popped up. Back behind third, Nellis slipped. It's the shortstop, Brandon LaRue behind him. Brando takes it for the out, 2 away.
Second baseman number 81, Alex.
She sent out our congrats to Frank Garces of the Baycats, and we'll see him on Saturday afternoon here against London. Frank and Marcus Connect of the Toronto Maple Leafs named Rawlings Players of the Month for June. Frank had an outstanding month on the mound for Barrie.
Caps it off with another complete game or near complete game at Hamilton. This time he gets the win in 8 innings.
23 innings pitched, a 3-0 record. Just 8 earned runs. Struck out 23, walked 2. And that has been the hallmark of a Frank Garces outing this season. Something fans here in Barrie have pretty much grown accustomed to. Definitely become a fan favorite. And again, if you're at Saturday afternoon's game, he is the scheduled starter. Juan Benitez will work tomorrow at Christie Pitts in Toronto. Manager Josh Matlow was telling me he likes putting Juan at Christie Pitts. He pitches well there, and he said Juan looks like he's 10 feet tall when he's in that ballpark for whatever reason. Doesn't seem intimidated by the short outfield fences or the crowd, which can be a little bit boisterous at times, shall we say.
Well, it's a tall mound at Christie Pitts too, so any pitcher can kind of use that to his advantage, get a little extra leverage on the hitters.
Always seems to pitch well there. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it for the Baycats. So they strand a runner as Wicket goes down on strikes. We have played 7. Baycats still on top here, 9-2. You're watching Baycats TV at Rogers TV in Barrie.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
catcher.
We go to the top of the 8th inning at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Baycats 9, Royals 2. Barrie exploding for a 5-run 5th. Keep in mind the Royals had a big 8th inning last time these teams met at David E. Hastings Stadium. They'll need a big one here to try to chip away at this 7-run deficit.
Yeah,
go ahead.
New pitcher in the ballgame is Ramon Henriquez, pitched on Canada Day and struggled to get through one inning of work.
And a brand new battery with Joshua Magne behind the plate.
Yeah, Magne made his IBL debut in that game, actually catching Ramon Henriquez when he started. Ended up catching 3 pitchers in the same inning, with Carlos Sano ended up closing it out.
Some concern involving Andrew Johnston, who they think might have a broken hand now. So the catching situation here in Barrie has sort of been in flux. Elise Beltran didn't work out. He was let go. Tyler Plumpton remains, of course. He's been a mainstay, but the Baycats have been kind of looking for that backup in the catching position. Magne getting some opportunities here in his first season.
Yeah, Magne, a high pedigrees, committed to Norfolk State, Division I program, 20 years old.
1-2 pitch. Hernandez misses low, and the count is 2-2.
He really struggled to catch Carlos Sano on Tuesday. There's kind of a language barrier there. Magne doesn't speak Spanish, and of course, when you're catching your first IBL game, all 3 brand new pitchers. I mean, maybe not Pacula, but 2 brand new pitchers. You start to maybe have a communication barrier, and that's what happened on Tuesday night.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's for IMP North. 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Ramon Enriquez.
Second baseman number 7, Carson Burns.
Well, we'll see if this Enriquez Magne battery ends up making a good connection here for the Baycats.
Yeah, Henriquez comes into this one 13.5 ERA as a Baycat. Came over midseason from Hamilton. 4 innings pitched, 6 earned runs allowed in 3 outings. But control has really seemed to be the biggest issue for him. Throughout this season as a whole, he's walked 18, only struck out 12. And as a Baycat, he's walked 8, struck out 3.
Jonathan Warden started this game for the Baycats, could not get out of the 3rd inning. Adam Kahn doing a really nice job in relief, and now Ramon Enriquez, the 3rd pitcher for Barrie here tonight.
Yeah, Kahn in line for his first win of the season.
Carson Burns with a 1-1 count. Pitch incoming. Inside corner for a strike. 1-2. Number 9 hitter Ashton Patterson on deck.
Yeah, Burns 0 for 3 so far in his first regular season game back at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
Bottom third of this order for the Royals tonight has managed nothing more than a walk. Collectively 0 for 9. And here comes the crowd behind Enriquez with a 2-2 count. Comes set. And he deals. On the ground to short. Hernandez waits for it. Makes a strong throw. It's in time for the out.
So Carson Burns 0 for 4 against his former team with a couple strikeouts.
Number 50, Ashton Patterson.
You got to imagine when they're back here Sunday, if he's in the lineup, that he's going to have even more of a chip on his shoulder trying to get back at his former team.
Well, that's a good point. Between Kahn and Enriquez, they've retired 6 of the last 7 Royals. So Guelph not putting up nearly as much of a fight as they did in their own ballpark a couple of weeks ago against these Baycats. 9-2 the score here. Ashton Patterson with 2 outs in the 8th.
That's for next year. Get her done.
Enriquez kicks and deals. A pop-up behind the bag at third. Hall is called off by Hernandez. 3 up, 3 down go the Royals for the first time tonight. That'll do it for Guelph in the top of the 8th. Barrie still on top, 9-2 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Barrie Baycats Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Eighth inning of play is brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca. Noel McGarry-Doyle to lead it off in the 8th for the Baycats, and with more on him, we go to Matty Gale.
Thanks, Julius. After sitting in the Frontier League with Ottawa, McGarry-Doyle is back in a Baycats jersey. He was talking about earlier this season how much this place means to him and the connections he has with his teammates and the fans here in Barrie. Learning a lot in his stint with Ottawa, he said he's all smiles being back in that Barrie dugout in number 95 tonight.
True to form, a couple of home runs tonight. Fielder's choice, struck out swinging. It's been another strong night at the plate for the Baycat right fielder, now in center field. Started the game in right, and in case you missed it, switched over to center field after Clayton Keys made a belly first catch with his back to home plate, deep center field. Noel started the game in right, moved to center to take over. Broken bat to short. And the throw is not in time. Connor King, the new pitcher, had to get out of the way of that. Looked like a good throw from Brando LaRue. I think he thought he had him.
Noel McGarry-Doyle beat that out, but you got to imagine the broken bat gave him, the slowness on that ground ball in front of Brando LaRue wasn't hit as hard as it would have been without the broken bat. That allowed McGarry-Doyle to beat it out for an infield single. But boy, that was a huge chunk of the bat sawing off towards first base.
We don't often see a bat split like that one did. It looked like a lightning bolt hit it. So a leadoff single for Noel McGarry-Doyle with the infield hit. And it brings the number 2 hitter, Brandon Hernandez, to the plate.
And Connor King, the new pitcher in the ballgame, 4th on the night for Guelph. Very fastball-heavy pitcher, has a changeup, curveball, slider as well. Not been great lately, allowed an earned run in each of his last 4 outings. 12 total in 6 innings pitched.
Shell, Newman, 2, and King for the Royals on the mound tonight. And Two did a really nice job after Owen Newman struggled in his appearance this evening. Two threw a little bit of water on the fire. Got a couple of important outs after Barrie scored 5 in the 5th tonight.
And Connor King, 4 outings this year, an ERA of 18. He's allowed 12 earned runs in 6 innings, as I mentioned. Walked 6, only struck out 3, and he's allowed 3 home runs as well.
3-0 count for Hernandez. McGarry Doyle with a lead. He was caught stealing earlier in this game. Does not go on the 3-0, and it's a strike. Hernandez had turned and started to make his way to first. Baycats continue to play well in these Throwback Thursday Reds.
I think they're only lost in the Reds this year. Well, it would have been Welland.
High fly ball, center field. Andy Leader going back and to his right makes the catch. Noel McGarry Doyle retreats to first. 1 out here in the 8th. These Throwback Thursday Reds, very reminiscent of the Canada Day jerseys that London wore on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Against the Baycats. It's almost the exact same color.
Yeah, same color, definitely a different design, but
now the Majors jerseys did not have player names on the back. It said Canada above the numbers, which I thought was appropriate, being the holiday.
Yeah, I believe they wore the same style jersey last year as well.
It's a good look. I know the fans in London really enjoyed seeing those in front of a packed crowd at Labatt Memorial Park on that Tuesday afternoon. Not the outcome they were hoping for, but that Canada Day game has turned into a much enjoyed annual tradition in London. The world's oldest continuous baseball playing surface, Labatt Memorial Park.
I've been there twice this year. First time this year was my first time, and I will gladly go back anytime. It's a beautiful ballpark. Enjoyed my time there, both games.
Royals will be there tomorrow night. Saturday, they host Hamilton at Hastings in Guelph, and then Sunday, as mentioned, right back here to face these Barrie Baycats. Baycats at Christie Pitts in Toronto tomorrow night. Thomas West and friends will have that for us. Better yet, hop the subway and make your way down there, and there's always a good contingent of Baycat fans at Christie Pitts.
There's always like one section of bleachers near the Baycats dugout that's always kind of claimed by Baycats fans making the trip down to Toronto.
Yeah, you want to sit on the first base side. Get a seat if you can. If not, bring a blanket, sit on the hill. Stay away from the left field line. That's where the Bushmen sit. You don't want to cause any problems up there. Asafa Jones draws a walk. It's a 2-on for the Baycats with 1 out, and this is Nolan Macabrona.
We'll say earlier this year when I was at Christie Pitts, I was filming on the hillside, kind of near where the Bushmen were. And just kind of being a fly on the wall in that environment, hearing what all the creative chirping they had for Baycats players. It was really entertaining.
I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Christie Pitts. I love the atmosphere and the vibe there. Logistically, it's a difficult stadium for fans and players. A long walk from center field to get to the dugouts. Bathrooms aren't very easily accessible. I did a broadcast at Christie Pitts a couple of years ago. A bird pooped on my hand.
Oh.
On a branch right above us. We were literally underneath a tree on the sidewalk doing a webcast. And, yeah, right in the middle of my call.
That's brutal. Yeah, I will say last time we were there the same game, they didn't have a covering on their tent. The tent was set up, but there was no shade on it.
They've made a few improvements. I noticed kind of like this luxury section. There's a high fly ball to center field. That's really deep. Leader's going back, looks up, goodbye! Holy macabrona! A 3-run bomb, and Barrie is in cruise control here tonight. 12-2 Baycats in the bottom of the 8th.
First home run at home this season for, at least with you on the call, Ben, for it this year. He has staked his claim as the hottest hitter in this Baycats lineup. 5 RBI tonight, capping it off with a 3-run bomb.
Hit it to the deepest part of this ballpark. You don't see many home runs over that 405 side in center field. There's not a park in the IBL that would have held that one. 12-2 Barrie.
4th home run allowed this year by Connor King in just his 5th outing.
Thanks for letting me know, Alex.
First pitch strike to Tristan Clark. I will say this, if you go to a game at Christie Pitts, not a bad idea to get there early and have dinner on Bloor Street. There are some great restaurants just within a few minutes walk of the ballpark. Take the subway down, enjoy the evening and the vibe down there, and cheer on the Barrie Baycats tomorrow night. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out.
Austin Boylan on deck. Looks like he'll be hitting for Willie Garcia.
Right back to the mound, over the glove of the pitcher, the second baseman on that one, Carson Burns, 2 down. So 3 home runs for the Baycats tonight. Noel McGarry-Doyle in the first. And Noel McGarry-Doyle, 4 home runs for the Baycats. Clark hit 1 in the second. McGarry-Doyle in the 5th. And now Nolan Macabrota in the 8th. Not sure we've had 4 Baycat home runs here at home in a game yet this year.
No, there was 4 home runs in that game at Christie Pitts we were talking about earlier. But the long ball has definitely been more of a road trend than it has been at home.
Now, this is not logistically what you would consider a home run hitter's park under typical circumstances.
There's also 4 home runs in the game in Kitchener earlier this year. When you look at the home road splits for the Baycats, their OPS on the road is nearly a full 10th higher.
That's an interesting stat. Austin Boylan, the pinch hitter here for Willie Garcia. Boylan, another 22U product in the pipeline for the Baycats this season.
Yeah, he had a home run in his first in the IBL in that game in Kitchener I was mentioning just a moment ago. First action he's been in since Chatham.
I think it'll be really interesting to see if any of these 22U players can crack the Baycats postseason roster when the time comes to make those decisions, and if so, how many of them?
Yeah. All the 22U players will be qualified for the playoffs just based on their age alone. So they have Baycats will have a full roster of those junior players to kind of pick from.
Pitch is high, ball 4, and Boylan will sprint to first. Here comes Noah Hull. Hull 1 for 4 tonight. As mentioned, every Baycat has reached base.
Yeah, Hull 1 for 4, a couple strikeouts, but a hit in that 5th inning that Barrie had 5 runs in.
Hull will face Connor King for the first time. And it's a first pitch strike.
Well, 2 outs here. Baycats will need 1 more hit to have at least 15 hits in 4 consecutive games.
Getting hot at the right time here in early July. It's when you really want to start stringing those wins together. That one inside tight to Hall, and the count is 1-1.
And a hit here would give Joshua Magne his first IBL at bat. He's on deck.
Foul down the line. Count 1-2. Well, last week at this time, the Baycats were where Guelph is in the standings right now, 7th, and 3 straight wins got them to 4th, and now just 3.5 games back of Welland, who lead the IBL standings. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Royals are off the field. We head to the 9th inning. 12-2 Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Nothing in place brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
And Ramon Enriquez will try to get the final 3 outs here of this ball game. Back to the top of the order for the Royals. J.D. Williams, Brando LaRue, and Andy Leader. Plenty of work to do. They trail by 10. 12-2 Barrie, trying to even the season series at a win apiece. Royals with a big win at Hastings Stadium a couple of weeks ago. Baycats looking to return the favor here in Barrie tonight. 14 hits tonight for the Baycats. Pitch from Enriquez. High fastball. 2-0.
Tough part of the lineup for Enriquez to get the last 3 outs, but a clean outing would clearly be his best of the season, either for Barrie or for Hamilton. As I mentioned earlier, control's been a big issue.
He's retired 4 in a row. Gets the called strike there, 2-1. Still a good group of fans remaining here on this chilly Thursday night. And a strike, 2-2. Williams has 2 strikeouts already tonight. Both coming against starter Jonathan Warden. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch from Enriquez. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for IMP North, and there's 1 out in the 9th.
Second strikeout for Enriquez in this game.
Number 5, Brando LaRue.
Brando LaRue to the plate for the Royals. LaRue has reached base once. He walked and scored in the 3rd. 0 for 3 tonight. Pitch from Enriquez. Swing and a miss. Eight of the last 9 Royals have been retired. Breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2. Baycats looking to extend their win streak to 4.
Maybe their first time this season, 2 games above 500.
It's been a struggle for them. Enriquez goes low, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Enriquez with a long look in. Magne puts down the sign. Enriquez is ready. Pitch on the way. Popped up over near the Barrie dugout. It looks like it'll be playable. Macabrota over, and he makes the catch. 2 down.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the Intercounty Baseball League and the Barrie Baycats Baseball Club, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or retransmission in any form is strictly prohibited.
And a reminder that we're back here Saturday afternoon against London. 12-2 Barrie. Looking to keep this win streak alive. This is Andy Leader. Hit by a pitch and singled. Royals have had their chances tonight, but stranded base runners have contributed to this 10-run deficit. 12-2 Baycats. Enriquez with a 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Four minutes to go to get this game in at under 3 hours. 1-1. Fouled off the top of the screen, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's impressive for a game with 20 combined hits.
It really is. Royals have been unable to get anything going since the 3rd inning tonight. Really their best inning. Leader was a part of that, getting on base and scoring, but it's been goose egg since. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We're in the 9th. Enriquez with a delivery, and it's low and away. 2-2.
Also, neither team has had an error in this game as well.
Baycats all on the top step of the dugout. 2 outs in the 9th. Enriquez looking to send these fans home victorious. 2-2 pitch on the way. To Andy Leader. Fouled back as he just got a piece.
And Leader was late on that fastball too. Lucky to get a piece of it.
Two and 2 on the way. Leader is ready. Enriquez to the belt. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Low as it bounces up to the plate. 3-2 the count.
Leader's seen a few fastballs in a row. Wonder if he's sitting off speed here, but Enriquez is going to want to get this done with a fastball, especially on a full count.
4 home runs for the Baycats tonight. 2 off the bat of Noel McGarry Doyle. Pacing the Baycats to a 12-2 lead. 2 outs in the 9th. The crowd behind Enriquez, urging him to finish it off here. 3-2 pitch on the way. Ball 4. Leader with a nice job to work a walk to keep the inning alive. And this is Garrett Takamatsu.
Excuse me, first baseman number 4, Garrett Takamatsu.
First base runner allowed by Ramon Henriquez. 3rd time that Andy Leader has reached. Had a single in the 1st. Was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and then just a walk after a fly out and a strikeout.
You know, you really couldn't ask for anything more from this man or his predecessor tonight, Adam Kahn, who was fantastic in relief. Coming on for Jonathan Warden, making his first start in the IBL. Strike 1 to Takamatsu.
Yeah, this would be the first win of the season, first decision of the season for Adam Kahn. hasn't had a win since 2023.
Would love to notch that one on his belt here tonight. Enriquez deals, swing and a miss.
Had a save earlier this year, but got hit around quite a bit at Christie Pitts. This one he didn't allow an earned run.
Well, we just hit 3 hours.
You had to say it earlier.
That seems to be the goal. Get the game done in under 3 hours, and we just missed it here tonight. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the crowd. Enriquez to Takamatsu. Swung on and missed! And a demonstrative celebration by Enriquez on the mound as his teammates come out of the dugout to congratulate him and the Baycats on a 10-run victory tonight. Final score, Barrie 12, Guelph 2.
You mentioned it just a few moments ago, Ben. It was the long ball in this game that ended up being the difference, and he got started right away. A leadoff home run in the bottom of the first inning by Noel McGarry-Doyle. Ends up adding another one later on, but Tristan Clark gets it on the action. Nola Macabrota chips in 3 more. A 3-run home run in the 8th inning. The offense has continued to be the best part of the Baycats game, and it's a 4-game winning streak.
And that streak continues. They'll take it to Christie Pitts tomorrow in Toronto. We're back here Saturday afternoon against the London Majors at 4 o'clock. We hope to see you then. For Matty Gale, Julius Hern, and our entire Baycats TV crew, I'm Ben Davy. Good night from Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater.
Baycats are right back here at Athletic Kulture Stadium.